I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update, and I am taking a big step right now. I am letting the world know that I have decided to come out, and I'm identifying as a black woman. That's right. I am now an African-American female, and my head is swiveling as I speak right now. Now, child, we're going to have to talk a little bit about why I'm now a proud black woman, and I want to say if Bruce Jenner can cut off his thing, so can I. If the head of the Spokane NAACP can say she's black when she's whiter than rice wrapped in mozzarella, then I can do both. I identify as a woman, and I am black. I can now make 2/3 what a man makes, and I'm hoping to get stopped by the cops for no reason. Damn, I love being a black girl. I can already see my legs getting more defined because the man genetically modified my people so he can make more money in them cotton fields. But I am tired of the welfare state. Don't give me welfare, give me a fair shot. Don't make me live in the projects. Train me to complete projects to raise this country up. I am not a charity case. I am on the case. You can hold me down, white man, but you can't keep me down. I am coming. I am Christopher Titus, and I am a strong black female. Now that that's out of the way, I have to tell you that Rachel Dozial, who is actually the head of the Spokane, Washington NAACP, this lily white girl who was born to two lily white parents, has for years written down black on job applications and even claimed another man, a black man, as her dad, when her dad, her real dad, looks like Kenny Rogers' brother. Can we talk about the inherent racism in this woman's actions? You're not proud to be white, Miss Doziel, huh? You want to deny your heritage? Well, let me tell you something. White people built this country after they killed the Indians and pushed the Mexicans out of it. Then we were top dogs and created industry because we enslaved people for 400 years. And we kept our foot on the heads of anyone who went against us. And the white man rose up and conquered. Ha ha! We have built the factories that have destroyed the environment and made the drugs that have killed millions. We are the white man, and we are powerful. So for you to deny your heritage and become something you are not, Miss Rachel Doziel, is horrendous and offensive to the people that have built and then destroyed this country. You are white, and you are just as responsible for the destruction of this great land as the rest of us pasty-faced crackers. So don't try to avoid what you did by listening to Jay-Z and getting harassed by the man. So, Miss Rachel Doziel, you need to own up and be ashamed like the rest of us. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Hello, everybody. Christopher Titus Podcast. Hi, what's going on? With me, as always, to the right, the beautiful Bombshell Rae.
What's up, people?
To the left, the lovely and glistening Willie Jello Johnson.
Yo, man, why you got to say I'm glistening, man? And by the way, man, I can't believe you went off on that lady like that, man. You know, deep down, I know y'all you crackers want to be black. That's why y'all want to say the N-word.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. And way in the distance is Fetus. Hey! We don't give him a mic yet. One day he'll earn a mic, possibly.
I think it's going to be a while.
Okay, all right. So, this is an amazing story. This woman, Rachel Doziel, basically was born a lily white girl. Makes me look tan. This woman was born white. And but her parents are really cool. You think that her parents are being jerks by, like her parents come across like it was white supremacists. We're gonna out her. She's not really black. She's white. You should be proud of your whiteness. Well, the problem is her parents adopted 4 black children when she was a kid. See. So parents are like wicked cool. Her parents are all about giving up back and doing the right thing and stuff. Yep. And so, it's funny when I heard that I thought, oh, there's the damage. There we go.
Why? So she was So her parents adopted 4 black kids, so you thinking that because that they got all the attention and stuff and need all the help, she became black so she could fit in with the family, right?
Well, I mean, doesn't that make sense at all? I mean, if you were the one white kid in your family,
but both of her parents were white.
Yeah, but you're the one white kid.
And her grandparents.
And then you got 4.
And her cousins.
But you got 4 other black kids, and they're getting all the attention because they're the foster kids that need the help and the attention. All kids just want the attention, right? So I guess I'll be black now. And she frizzied up her hair, and she gets a tan. It's crazy. She could pass. She could pass for like a half black woman. I
just feel like if I keep letting you talk, eventually you're going to offend a lot of people.
He gonna offend everybody anyway. It don't matter. What does it say? Never unbiased, always unbalanced. So I think people get what they get when they listen to the Titus podcast.
That's a good point.
So you go on. You go on, Whitey.
Thanks, man.
She just said that she identifies as black.
Well, here's the thing. She told everybody for the last 20 years that she's black, blackity black. But now she got stone cold busted. There's a great piece of video, guys. If you look it up, Rachel Dolezal has asked
love
if she's
it.
white. They said, well, your parents are both white, and she doesn't know what to say. It's the most uncomfortable. It's like asking George W. Bush a hard question. She just gets dead in the face. She just goes.
I don't know what you mean by that.
You ever seen George Bush answer a hard question? He just takes a long time. Leans
No,
on the
she
podium.
says.
Yeah, she
oh,
goes,
I
"Oh,
know
shit."
what you meant by
yeah,
that because those are my favorite clips.
Yeah.
His clips are "Fool Me Once." That's one of my all-time favorite clips, except for every time Donald Trump runs for president. If you haven't seen Donald Trump's announcement speech today, and you need a good laugh, you've had a bad day, go and watch it. I laughed at home. And then they played it again in the car. I laughed all the way here. I am a very rich man. I love this guy.
Donald Trump's first speech today.
We get off subject kind of early.
I know we're getting off subject.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Donald Trump said this. He said, the Mexicans are not sending us their good. They're not sending us their best. Mexico is sending us their rapists. And I just applauded him.
Their
but I'm
drugs.
Like, this is
criminals and their rapists.
This is his announcement speech. We're not even into the campaign yet.
He's now alienated how much of a percentage of the population?
41% of America, 32% of America.
Brilliant.
Nice. And he did it in his first speech.
Donald Trump is the best man to fight ISIS. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Which is what I always think.
Yeah, I said it too. Let's send him over. Let's send him there and let's see what he does. So it's Rachel Dolezal. So she basically they stone cold finally busted her. Her parents were like, she is running the NAACP. Now, by the way, if you're just a white girl acting black and you identify as black, that's one thing. If you're a white girl acting black and you're the head of your local chapter of the NAACP and you're stating you're black, there's so many different layers of wrong in this. I don't even know where to start.
Okay, so let me ask you a
Well,
question.
first of all, again, all you white people just want to be black. You know it. I know it. That's, again, you want to use the N-word. You like our music. You co-opted everything from Elvis all the way up, man. Eminem, man, he just copying everybody else, man. You know that. Dre, the best ever. And yet what happens is everybody want to be black.
I don't think everybody wants to be black. I'm a white guy, and I'm proud of that.
Oh, are you getting all white supremacists on me now?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Isn't that weird that
I
Caucasian people can't say they're proud of their whiteness?
It's because we own everything.
Damn, Skippy, right there. He just said it. You own everything. You guys run to make the rules, and you don't get to be proud.
I would argue that Magic Johnson owns a lot of everything.
That's a good point.
Yeah, Magic creeping in. Hell, the dude's otherworldly anyway, man. He had AIDS for 35 years, man. He's still cool. He's bigger now than he was when he got the AIDS.
Magic Johnson, Jay-Z, and Beyonce own the world.
He's got HIV.
So yeah, he still has HIV. She says that given the knowledge of what has happened, she would do it all over again. But here's my question for you. What's his name? Old Freaky Deaky Jenner, right?
Right. Old Freaky Deaky.
Old Freaky Deaky. Because that's what we were all thinking when we saw that picture.
Right.
Even before, he's just weird before, during, and after. So
I will say that he's made a solid choice. Kind of eases me just a tad. Like before, when it was like this dude the dude with long hair and weird lips and kind of weird puffy breasts under his shirt. That was the kind of the creepiest. I think now that he's like, he's wearing a dress and he's wearing heels. He went all the good for you. High five. Go for it.
So if old Freaky Deaky moves to Spokane, right, as the new Freaky Deaky,
right?
What's her name? Speedus? Caitlyn.
Caitlyn, that's right, yeah.
I figured Fetus would know.
Yeah, Caitlyn.
Caitlyn Jenner. What'd you say?
I know. I follow pop.
I follow pop culture. So if she moves to Spokane, right, is now a woman and volunteers at a women's rights coalition or lobbying group or something and represents herself as a woman.
She runs a domestic violence clinic for women and says she's a woman.
Tells everyone she's a woman, never tells anyone that she ever wasn't a woman.
Right.
And lives her, because that's who she is now. How is that different than this?
It's okay. Here's the thing. So Caitlyn Jenner had her testicles removed, had the surgery done, and made a big, large commitment to become a woman, right? She went all the way. Okay.
Yeah.
This woman got a perm and a tan. It's a little different. Not a big commitment. I think what's offensive, and I just got this. What's offensive to me is at any minute, this woman, she's already changed it back and forth a couple of times. At any minute, if she could just say, okay, let's say our country went crazy and said, oh, we have to kill all black people now. She could just go straighten her hair, put some makeup on, and she's like, yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, she there's no commitment to it. And she says, I live the life. Really? Did you live the life of a black person? Really? Really? I don't remember seeing you in the Baltimore Rights. I don't remember how many times you've been taken out. And she's filed 7 harassment suits. Do you see this? Like 7 harassment suits, and none of them had any weight. And this is where I lose it. If you're 5 years old, she said she knew at 5 she was making coloring. She was coloring things
herself with a brown crayon
Yeah,
instead of a peach one.
Yeah, well, that's what. Wait, she's a white girl and she was doing that?
Yes, that's what she says.
That's what we're saying. Is like she actually, as a little white girl and a super face-to-face white girl, she decided to color herself as a brown person.
Well, isn't it just self-hatred at this point? Why is she doing this? Why would you, like, I don't, man. Chris Rock said it best. He said, listen, man, he goes, ain't a person in this room want to be black if you're white. He goes, you guys wouldn't trade place with me for $1 million, and I'm rich.
Okay.
I don't believe that people. I don't understand this girl at all.
Okay, so
I don't either.
let me ask you.
Yep.
Because I just have many questions about this.
Yeah, there's like 9 levels of bad in this.
Right.
At least 9.
She says that when she was asked if she darkened her skin, she just said, well, I certainly don't stay out of the sun. So she just got a little bit tan, right?
Mm-hmm.
She asked for level number 9 when she went to the tanning booth. But if she was standing up at the NAACP for equality, fighting against injustice, and fighting for equal rights for African American people,
Right.
where is the crime?
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I don't think there's a crime. I think there's psychosis. I don't believe there's a crime because, by the way, NAACP has had white leaders of their local organizations. They've had. You could just be white. Now but she actually chose to identify as black, which is such a weird thing. We've become okay. So when it's convenient, when she wants a job at the NAACP, she actually says she's black. When she was going to a university, Howard University.
Yeah.
She's going to Howard University.
Predominantly African American
Right,
school.
a really famous African American
Yes.
school. Okay, so she went to Howard to do black studies, and she sued them for discrimination because she was white. So here's my problem. I don't mind if you've chosen to be black. I think she has a kid with a black guy. You're fine. I don't care. Whatever. But that you sued when it was convenient for you, you're white. When it's convenient for you, you're black.
And I will tell you this right now, man. Very rarely is it convenient to be black in society today.
All right, you can stop now.
She was born in Montana. She's white. There is no whiter state except
Jon
maybe
Stewart was
Delaware.
saying she's German, Czechoslovakian, and Irish. It's the whitest 3 people on the planet where her background is. So is there a crime committed? I don't know. Do you think there's a crime committed? Favitas, you think there's a crime committed?
Yes.
What's the crime?
Faking.
Faking. Totally fake.
Faking.
She's so fake.
He sings when he talks.
Faking.
Hypocrisy.
It's not a hypocrisy. It's not a crime.
It is to me.
Yo, man, he need to get him. Man, no, let's don't give him a mic. I like to hear that little squeaking from the back. Little squeaking from the back from Fetus.
Hypocrisy is not a crime.
I just don't.
She may have lied.
Okay, so here's the thing. All right, so for a long time, so I come out tomorrow that I am.
We've been waiting.
I identify. I identify as a black man. I identify as a black man. It's obvious I'm not, but I identify as a black man. It doesn't matter what I look like. I identify as a black man. I side with the people of Baltimore, the people of Ferguson, and I identify as a black man. Whether you agree with me or not, you do think I'm crazy. You do think I'm insane.
We already think.
Now I can be on the side of right and whatever. And they said, if one of the NAACP said, you know what, she's really done a great job for us. She's really actually.
It would explain a few things.
What? If I was black?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, but let's don't talk about it on air.
Oh, damn, man. Is homeboy hanging?
I wasn't even talking about that.
Oh, you had to look like you was talking about that.
Didn't she? Yes, you did.
Men always think you're talking about that.
Because
Rachel
that's all we talk about.
Rachel said that she
One of our greetings is how's it hanging?
was black. and that she was born in a teepee. And I feel like that she has her historical references mixed up.
Like all black people.
Not a lot
I
of
was
teepees
born
in the projects.
I was born in a teepee, or in the cotton fields of the South.
Not a lot of
years
teepees
ago.
there either.
No. So I don't think her crime is. It's like okay, Bruce Jenner, no crime, but there is something. No matter what you say, where you go, okay. Really, you waited 60 years to do that? Really? You know? I mean, there's something. It's almost like it's a human reaction to it. Why would you claim? If she claimed she was Mexican, same thing. You're like, why are you claiming to be something you're not? Explain to me why. You can be white and claim and be the hardest worker. You could do the same job as Che Guevara did for the Hispanic people. You could be white and do the same thing Martin Luther King did. You could fight. There's a lot of white people that march with Martin Luther King.
Exactly.
But so why claim to be something else, man? Why claim to be something else? I'm a stand-up comedian. I am. If I claim to be a ventriloquist tomorrow, but I don't actually use the puppets, I identify as a ventriloquist. No, you don't. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I identify as a ventriloquist. You can't be a ventriloquist because you don't have a dummy. Well, I have you. Yeah, but I don't exist. All right, let's get back to the podcast.
Your lips are moving. You should identify with something
I would say,
else.
according to the podcast, if you can't see his lips, they ain't moving. By the way, if you're doing a podcast and there's no picture of you, like it's like a tree falling in the forest, man. If you're doing a ventriloquist thing, man, and and your lips and no one can see you, your lips moving. There you go. It's a philosophical question of many years.
I don't even know what he's talking
I
about.
don't either.
Yeah, me either.
Oh my god. I don't like this dummy.
He's lame. That's like the third grade dummy when you got the kid at home.
Hi, liar.
Oh, by the way, people, we want to find something. We want to find a dummy called Willie Talk. We need to find this. If you have one, it's an old ventriloquist dummy from a long time ago. If you have
From the movie Magic.
But no, it wasn't from the movie Magic. Magic scared him, but the dummy itself was called Willie Talk.
Oh, it wasn't the name of the dummy in the movie?
No. Willie Talk.
Oh.
We have a friend that we need to buy this for him.
Who is absolutely terrified.
Terrified of dummies and ventriloquists.
And he hates dummies' legs when they move.
Yeah, you know, like Kermit the Frog riding the bike at the opening of the
Terrifies
Muppet
him.
movie? It freaks him out where he breaks into a sweat. He goes, I can't look at the legs. That's what he said.
Yo, he right, man. It's weird to see something, a puppet moving. Like, if sitting on someone's lap talking, all right, whatever, that's the dude doing it. But a puppet starts moving, you're like, hey, that thing's possessed by the devil.
No, it's a special effect.
Where you think the devil is?
That's a good point.
What? So back to the story. She has lied on job applications. So I guess that's a problem.
That's a crime.
She said that she received custody of one of her brothers, Isaiah, who she now considers to be a son. He told her, "You're my real mom." And she said, "He's in high school. And for that to be something that is plausible, I certainly can't be seen as white and be his mom." And I thought, when I read that, I thought that was
That's a little crazy.
a little weird. Yeah. Because
Well,
you
her
could just
parents
be his mom.
Yeah, her parents adopted 4 black kids.
Angelina Jolie does it every day.
Every day, man. And then that means Angelina Jolie's Chinese, Taiwanese, black. She's everything.
She also did say that her father was black. That was kind of a
Yeah, it had a picture
little
of it.
bitty black. It's a black lie. It's not a white lie. Little bitty.
Yeah, black people aren't going to be happy with that.
Oh, yeah, I don't like to change it, man. We've had the white lie thing for a long time. We can make fun of it. Now she's telling a lot of black lies, man.
I put the thing down, flipped it, and reversed it.
So I don't think it's a crime. I think it's weird. I just think it's weird. I think you can't. Why? How can you believe anything she says from now on? She actually put a picture up of this guy, a friend of hers, who's a black guy, instead of her dad, instead of her mom. Like, what happened in that house when they were kids, when her parents adopted those 4 black kids? That flipped her so hard, where she has to identify as black. And she, to her credit, ballsy enough, she went on TV all morning this morning and talked to every network. To her credit, I'm like, all right, you're actually you're insane. But she also resigned her post at the NAACP.
Because she's a liar.
I think she had to resign her post, man. How you gonna go to that meeting again? You've been thinking, because first of all, what happens? Black people got jokes about white people. They all stand in the room talking, doing white jokes, and then all of a sudden you find out the girl you've been doing the white jokes with is white. That's embarrassing. That's humiliating for everybody at the NAACP.
Okay.
This reminds me of
Is
that.
that what
It's
happens?
the Dave Chappelle bit Like, my first
The
thought
blind-
is she blind? Yeah, the blind KKK leader who's
Yeah.
black. That's
Brilliant
what this
piece.
made me think of.
Yeah, what the hell's his name?
I forget.
Yeah, brilliant. All right. We can move on from it, but it just seems to me that there is actually no reason. We had some damage stuff, didn't we? Didn't we get some? What's your pain thing? Tell us your pain.
We did.
And were they good? Were they scary?
Some of them are a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. I told you, you've got some people that have had some shit in their lives.
Yeah, that's true.
Norman Rockwell, I guess.
Norman Rockwell was uncorked a lot of people going, "Hey, I'm okay with it now. Let me tell you about it." And it ends up being, so your dad was alcoholic. Your mom was crazy. My mom used to stab me between my toes so no one could see that I would bleed. What? I'm scared.
Yeah, man, I've been to some. That's why I don't hang around you. Like, I go to the show a lot of time. People ask for me later, man. But I'm gone, man. Yeah, I don't. Sometimes I love your people, man. But sometimes the stories they tell you in line, you just holy crap, man. I don't even understand how you living still.
What did you tell people that you were gonna do with the pain?
Make it funny.
That's what I thought you said. And everybody thinks that is possible.
Laying down the gauntlet. Did some people throw down a gauntlet and say, "I bet he can't make this funny"? I'll tell you what. No matter what these people say, they're not claiming to be black people when they're white people.
How do you know?
I would bet $1,000 that there's not someone in there going, but I identify as black.
Okay, well, David says when
Right.
he was a little kid.
Is this going to be okay? I'm put on my comedy hat. Put on my little joke hat. Let's go.
Get out your dummy.
I don't want to play this game.
Your
Shut up.
dummy
Shut up.
sounds just like you. Your lips move.
I told you I'm not a ventriloquist.
That's what the inner retard calls it.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I pushed my father to commit suicide.
Really? How old of a kid?
Don't say.
Okay. Okay, so first of all, whoever said that, David said that he pushed as a little kid, pushed his father to commit suicide. Now, I'm not sure, what were you doing as a child? You know, wow, Dad, you like sports? Look, you're just sitting on your ass doing nothing. I'm 5 now. I'm sitting on a dirty diaper. Oh my God. Yeah, what kind of man are you?
Why are you wearing diapers at 5?
What kind of man? Because he's a horrible father. Look at him. He's a horrible father. You know, if I can't, I don't even know what pants are yet. You know, my God, I smell the dog. Actually, I suck on the dog's teat, Dad. Because you won't feed me. Because you won't feed me. That's why you need to kill yourself, Dad. Kill yourself. I will tell you this: I've had friends that were on the suicide hotline, and when my sister committed suicide, and I had a moment where I thought, "Oh my God, I did it." And it's a great story, by the way. If you think you push someone to suicide, it's a great story. I will tell you this: there's nobody can push anybody to kill themselves. It just doesn't happen. My buddy Patrick worked for the suicide hotline for many years, and when my sister killed herself, he flat out told me, he said, "Listen, I know what you're thinking about because all survivors of people who've committed suicide think this. You think you had something to do with it." And he said, "You didn't." He goes, "No matter whatever fight you had with her, no matter what you said, no matter whatever they said to you, if they left a note that said, 'You made me kill myself,' then that's on them. They were going to kill themselves no matter what. And had you not been in the room, they would have blamed it on the dog or the roosters running around in the backyard. David, you did nothing. First of all, if you were a kid, right there, you got a free pass from anybody commit suicide. But whatever you possibly could have done
Aren't you
as a
supposed
kid.
to make this funny?
I already did. I already did. Sucking on the dog's teeth. I already did.
Yeah, I kind of chuckled a little bit when you did that, man. Yeah, like, Dad, you horrible, man. Yo, this homeschooling is evil, man. Why you teaching me? Why you teaching me this shit at homeschool?
No, I got it. Don't worry about it.
Joe.
But I'm just saying that there's no way in hell. You need to let it go, dude. There's no way in hell that you had anything to do with your father's suicide, as I had nothing to do with my sister's suicide or my mother's suicide.
You got a lot of them. Joe, when he was 12, his stepfather put a gun to his head because his coat was hung up backwards in the closet. Then he got removed from the house.
Wait, he got removed from the house by his dad or by child services?
He had child services. He had to go live with his real dad until his mother left the stepfather. I love that wasn't the first choice. Let me leave the stepfather since you put a gun to my kid's head.
All right. What did you do? He put a gun to my head, but what did you do? Mom, he put a gun to my head. What did you do? I hung my jacket up backwards. Well, there you go. Thanks. Thanks, Mom. You're right, Mom. I have to learn to be more responsible. It's amazing how people treat dogs and kids sometimes. You know, like sometimes people abuse animals and they abuse kids. Like, really, I had my mom's second husband. I was eating food one day. I was a little kid. I was sitting at the table. I was literally 4, maybe. And I was eating, I've told this story once before, I was eating potatoes, and it was beans, and it was chicken, and it was something else. There was 4 little piles of food on my plate. And I had this thing when I was a little kid, I ate all my potatoes, then I ate all my beans, then I ate all my chicken, and then I ate all my whatever it was.
Little peanut Titus. Little tiny peanut
Oh
Titus.
man, you so cute eating all
He
that
was
white,
cute.
white food, no fried.
He had 2 big front teeth.
and he had a little OCD, obviously.
Obvious. Well,
Right, 'cause
I
I-
wonder
right.
if that had to do with his mom being schizophrenic.
So I was eating it one at a time, and I get to the second pile of food, and I finish it, and I go to the third pile, and before I can go to the fourth pile, he smacks me, reaches across the table, cracks me across the face, and says, "Eat your food together. Take a bite of beans, take a bite of potatoes, take a bite of chicken." I'll never forget it. And I looked at, even as a little kid, I realized, wow, you're an asshole. And I looked at my mom, and she's like, why did you hit him? Like, again, so women, it's weird how women with men, especially if they're paying bills and stuff, they just get this weird, low white trash, will be like, well, I'm just going to accept it. He only put a gun to his head. He didn't pull the trigger, and maybe his jacket will be hung up good next time, right? Right? How are you going to hang your jacket up?
I think men do it too, considering your first relationship.
Yeah, true. I would agree with that. How are so maybe your jacket will be hung up right next time, and your room will be clean.
What? He'll always associate laundry day with the cocking of a gun.
Who found out? Did Mom call the cops? And she stayed with the guy, or did he just go, "Yeah, man, I had a bad day at the house the other day. What happened? Dad put a gun to my head because I even banged my jacket up right. It's a bitch." And then someone told. How did they find that out?
I don't know.
All right.
They don't give us the police reports.
All right. Well, that's we could use that.
This guy I liked his a lot. Rob, he sets the scene for us. He has a late December birthday. It was his 16th birthday, and he was actually going to be allowed to have a big party because usually it's almost Christmas. He never really got much of a birthday.
Yeah, that sucks to be those Jesus babies, man. Jesus babies have it, tell you. Everybody get you one present. Your brother David.
Yeah, my brother David.
It's actually frankincense.
Yeah, you get myrrh.
And
A lot of myrrh.
Oh, man! This isn't funny anymore. So, about an hour before his party starts, his dad comes home from work hammered out of his gourd and continues to drink. At one point, he changes out of his clothes into nothing but tighty whities and a white and gold embroidered Elvis Presley bathrobe. Apparently, he looked, yeah. Apparently,
Wait, this is at his party?
this is an hour before his party.
Oh, my goodness.
He already looks like Hank Hill every day of his life. Brushed back hair, the glasses, the white T-shirt, the blue jeans, every day. So he's in this Elvis robe, tidy whities. He's
I don't
hammered.
have to make this funny. This is inherently
He's
funny.
drunk to the point that he passes out on the living room couch, bathroom wide open, briefs on display. Talk about embarrassment. I was embarrassed at the beginning of the party. He said he now realizes that his old man was the one that should have been embarrassed. It is what it is. But he still has the need to set fire to an Elvis bathrobe.
Oh, you know what you should have done? You know when your friends pass out at a party
Yes.
and you draw a dick on their forehead or whatever, and you give them a mustache and you do everything you're supposed to do while their body just lays there, and basically dead. You draw a chalk outline. You should have done that. You should just went nuts. Should have just drawn and that you feel bad about it. Or
My
that
friends did that. Remember, you saw
Yeah.
the video. Didn't you
Yes.
see the movie?
that you're mad about it still is ridiculous. Your father was obviously a fuck up and a loser and needed some attention. So you shouldn't be upset about it at all. God, I wish I'd have done it to my dad in a second. I'd have just see that big dick on his head. We'd have dressed him and put
We did that.
Yeah.
Actually, in the movie, if you watch it, it's my friend Rob and his younger brother Casey who got way too drunk at our party. And the video it time lapses, but it goes on, and we set it to music. And we didn't just draw a penis on his head. We actually put penises on his head because he was passed out.
People put their penises on his head.
They teabagged him. Then we got fluorescent orange paint and we sprayed all over him and sprayed all around his body in the yard. Then he woke up again. He kept waking up and throwing up and stuff. So we shaved his whole head. He had really long hair, and we shaved all of his eyebrows off. Don't you remember this video? It was
I do
awesome.
remember there was still residual when I first met you.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
still
he was mad.
residual hatred and anger for this.
He was really angry.
I think if you okay, here's the thing: you can draw on someone. It should be able to clean off in 3 days. You shouldn't shave them. I think that's a little much. I think shaving someone's body parts off is like kind of a bad.
It was a bunch of band roadies, like big, like Linkin Park roadies and
hadn't he-
stuff. So it was a rougher group of people.
And hadn't Casey been on tour and been like kind of a screw up? Hadn't he worked? With
He
them?
had not gone on tour yet. He was still the total screw up, and he wasn't working. And Rob wanted to teach him a lesson for coming over to his party and drinking all of his booze.
Yo, what's wrong with you white people, man? Why you gotta do this to people, man?
Oh, it
You're
was
supposed to
great.
protect each other, man. Protect each other.
No. That's not what
We
we
kept
do.
giving him oxygen to revive him so that then we could do something else to him. Oh, I forgot. Then Rob beat the shit out of him. Remember the fight where Casey was like half drunk trying to hold his hands up and Rob was just punching him in the face? Don't ever pass out around me. That's all I'm saying.
Or in the South, pretty much. You lived in a very deep South area, Louisiana. Bad. That's a wow.
Yeah, as a black man, I can say, please never, don't pass out in the South. Just leave it at that.
It was a life lesson.
Yeah. For what? What were they teaching him, hon?
Well, after he learned responsibility, he learned you never go over and drink your brother's booze and pass out.
Right.
And after that, he got himself together and he started touring. He now is touring with Linkin Park. So he's working. He has a job. He's very responsible now. And I say that that's thanks to us.
So he needed that ass kicking just to wake up to life.
I think so.
Sometimes a good ass kicking wakes you up. That's a good point. That's a good
agree.
point.
You got a message from a guy named Joseph, and he's thrown down the gauntlet. Like,
Okay.
he's just like,
All right.
he's flipping you off in this email.
Okay.
I'm 21, white. Sorry, had to say that. I live in Detroit, proper, no family. Dad passed away when I was very young. Mom committed suicide when I was 16.
So far, we're equal.
To my knowledge, I have no other relatives.
Mm-hmm.
I work a shit quality control job in a factory for GM cars, checking fuel injector cups, a job that is now being replaced by machines.
Okay.
The end. He's like, it's terrible.
Really? Compared to what? You have a job, motherfucker? You have a job? And by the way, and machines are going to take care of it? Wait a minute. You don't have to go over to anybody's house for Thanksgiving and listen to their blah, blah bullshit. You get to live the life that you want to live on a daily basis? Come on, man. Are you kidding me? There's been many times I sat across from my father and wish, God, I wish he was dead.
By the way, someday, Joe, you're going to, Joseph is his
Joseph,
name.
right.
Someday you're going to marry a woman who is going to be thrilled that she has no in-laws.
Yeah.
So-
Oh my God. No one to talk smack about her. The woman you end up with, dude. Be like, no, I'm a clean slate. We can do whatever. And on top of that, you live in Detroit, which is going to turn around in the next couple of years, man. You know, it's weird how you can actually take your bad life and you can continue your bad life by just talking about your bad life. If you actually live in your bad life all the time and you don't have any hope, you don't set another goal, you don't pick another mountain to climb, you go, my life sucks. Well, I have a friend of mine a long time ago, started comedy with me in San Francisco, and I'm not going to give his name because I love the guy, but he only talked shit about himself all the time. And it became a bit where he would talk bad. I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make this business. And it was a funny bit. And guess what? Never made it. He never made it. He's still doing the same shtick. You know, you have to be, if you want to live in your own shit, live in your own shit. But, by the way, I've heard way worse stories than that. That ain't nothing, dude. Oh, wait, you have a job. Your parents are gone. What happened to his mom?
She killed herself.
My mom killed herself, too.
I love that you're like competitive when it comes to
I am.
family tragedy. Oh yeah, well my mom killed herself too. How'd your
I
mom
know,
do?
man. Some of the shit that happened to him in his life, man. You think, God damn, man. It's almost like that he actually. You beat a lot of brothers, man. Some of this negative shit happened in your life. You beat brothers. People like, damn, damn.
That happened, actually. I was at a what do they call, youth center with
Flibbity
Rick.
flabbity.
Yeah, Rick. I was at a youth center doing it, and he asked me to come in and do Norman Rockwell for the kids. I
You
did.
did like a detention center.
Right, I was a youth detention center, and these are hardcore kids. I mean,
Yeah.
my buddy Rick, he back east, he has to fight like 15-year-olds that are crazy sometimes. And
You mean he's a grown man and he has to fight 15-year-olds?
because he's one of the guys that runs the detention center, and they'll flip out on
That
him.
sounds terrible for him.
Yeah, these are crazy. I know, but I mean, these are kids who've been really. By the way, these are kids who never had a job in Detroit, whose parents are still living, abusing them and raping them. So there you go, buddy boy. You gave me the finger. There you go. Suck on that finger.
No, he didn't give you the finger. I just said he just gave you like.
I know, but I'm just saying that life.
Oh my gosh, this is why Christopher Titus does not work a suicide hotline.
That's right. I did that joke at Norman Rockwell.
Because all of a sudden you're yelling at someone. Oh yeah, we'll suck on that finger.
It's
no,
not bad.
that's not how you're supposed to.
So
talk to people.
I'm doing Norman Rockwell's bleeding when I was doing it. I'm doing it in the detention center with a bunch of kids. And it's pretty much all minorities. Three kind of just sketchy white kids.
So what you saying, man? All minorities got to be in a detention center?
No. I'm just saying that shut up. You know what I'm talking about.
All right, man. I just want to make you uncomfortable.
Thank you.
You always make us uncomfortable.
So here's what happens: is I'm doing Norman Rockwell, and this one black kid in the front just keeps staring at me the whole time. Just got his arms crossed, won't laugh. Can't. Everyone else laughing. Can't break this kid. I get to my mom shot and killed her last husband, and the kid does this. You see him break. He holds it, fights it, and he bursts out laughing so hard. And he just goes, little kid too. He's like 11. He goes, "Damn, man, your mom shot that dude?" I said, "Yes." He goes, "Holy hell!" And he put his head down. He's just shaking his head. So I just want to say that we all, as bad as you think you have it, trust me, there's someone who has it worse than you. And then if you keep going down the line, there's someone in the world who's got it the most worst. I don't even want to talk who that guy is.
The most worst?
Yeah, the most worst off.
The most worst.
He's the most worst off.
Your grandma is the most worst off, actually. Am I correct?
You are correct.
Yeah,
his grammar is the most
horrible.
worst.
You're by far the most worst grandma
And
I ever
his
heard.
geography.
Okay, we're not doing geography anymore. No, we're not. Fetus, don't nod. Fetus in the back, no, we're not doing geography. Nope.
I just would like to say to Joseph that you guys kind of met in the middle except your dad lived long enough to make your life miserable and his didn't, and your mom killed herself, and you have no family left really except for Aunt Sandy.
Right. Well, I will tell this guy, the stuff that happened in my life is real stuff that happened. The stuff that you're worried about is imaginary. I feel bad your dad died. People lose family and your mom killed herself. But the stuff that you're imagining, well, it could have been. You don't imagine anything. Just get on with your life, man. And don't think about how bad you have it, because we all have it bad. How long have I whined about this stupid divorce?
Forever. 9
years. 9 years. And we just had something else happen again today. That's crazy.
We did.
And you just gotta go. You know what? It's that stuff you just get through and just walk into the next world, man. Like the next day, like it's a new world. That's all.
Oh man, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
I
at this
don't
point.
either.
Like, yeah. Why would you? Okay, all right.
I'm just saying you could still have family left that talks shit about you all the time.
Yeah, you could have family that actually caused a drama every day.
You could.
Yes,
But you don't.
You don't. Good for you.
Praise God.
Yes, praise Jesus. Talk to them in your sleep.
Yeah. So I'm done. I just wanted to read you a few of those. There's a lot of them though, and there are some that I
Do you wanna do one
almost
more?
wouldn't read on the air.
Do you want to do one more?
No,
Could you have one more?
I do.
All right,
I
just
just
give me one more. Let's do one more. See what we can find on it. This is the help of art. Because I've had such a screwed up life that I think I do have some insight into it. I've had some things happen in my life, all through my life. When I was a little kid, I was traveling in airplanes when I was like 1 and 2 because I had to go fly back and forth to my crazy mom and my drinking dad, and they hated each other's guts. And I went in court and testified when I was 12 against my dad. I hitchhiked people to the airport. When I ran away when I was 12, I didn't just run away with a hobo stick and my G.I. Joe and a peanut butter sandwich. I actually went to the bus stop, and then when my school bus took off, I walked to the freeway at 12 years old and hitchhiked to the airport, got on a plane, and flew away.
That's commitment.
That's how I ran away. So I've been through some shit in my life.
Okay, Blake.
When
he was 5, his landlord's daughter, who was 16, molested him for 2 months. I never knew what was going on, but I enjoyed it.
See, then it doesn't count as a molestation. It counts as
But
education. Yeah.
now, whenever I start to like a girl, all I see is the other girl's face, and I drive her away.
Well, first of all, 5 is a little young. I would say that, but just imagine you were 5 on the 5, 6 next year on the schoolyard. and another 6-year-old came up to you, your education is invaluable. 6-year-old girl came up to him. You were like the Don Juan of the 6th, 7th, 8th grade. You had to move down because you were trained by a 16-year-old. Now, when I was 19, I was dating a 25-year-old. Louise laughed.
Yeah, that's what my God, dude. When were you 19, man? In the 1840s?
Was she watching the Golden Girls?
Oh, you got to stop it. So she taught me everything. Now I was 19, so I was over 18.
She was a slut.
But you need to sit down with a therapist and just get it out. But you can't be upset if you said you enjoyed it in your letter. You can't say that now I see that girl's face all the time. Because if you enjoyed it, then maybe it'll just help you get through it with the new girl. Maybe the new girl isn't the one then. I say this: if you're molested when you're 5 by a 16-year-old girl, and then every girl you date from then on, all you see is that 16-year-old girl's face, what you're doing is basically trying to find the perfect girl. And until you don't see that 16-year-old girl's face anymore, she's not the one. But once you see the face of your rapist on the person you're dating, then you have to move on. Once you stop seeing the face of your rapist, I think it's time to settle down with that person.
You're like a sex therapist.
Yo, man, that was what? I don't even know what he's talking about. The face of your rapist. They said that twice.
I did say that twice, because I did.
Who was probably from Mexico.
Yes.
Because that's where they all come from.
Because that's where Donald Trump says they all come from. Donald Trump is It's Christmas. Donald Trump running for president is comedian Christmas.
I know, and you sounded
like,
annoyed about it today, and I was like, oh, come on, this is my favorite time of year.
Well, you know what? I thought that he would learn from the last time, and when he saw in his first speech, he said the most racist, horrible shit I've ever seen. I was like, yay! I was in the bedroom clapping. I was like, yes, the guy is the best.
I love because he drops the F-bomb.
And all the other candidates went, yo, yeah, we all going to look so much
There's
better
like
now.
right now 13 Republican people that have thrown their hat in.
You know why?
Right?
Because there's a real steady hand on the tiller in the Republican Party. They really know what's going on. They really know what's going on. That's why there's 13 of them. That's what
Is BMW Huffing Book going to run this year finally?
Well, I have been asked repeatedly. The Koch brothers have been in contact with me, and I have said, ne'er shall I run. I shall donate to the candidates that I be my puppets on my hand like a ventriloquist. BMW Huffingbook can't be a ventriloquist. Wow, you're laughing. You're laughing, and people listening are going, what is going on?
It's dead silent in this room except for my chair going squeak, 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 squeak because I'm laughing so hard.
BMW Huffingbook as a ventriloquist.
Oh, please. Again, someday do BMW Huffingbook's puppet. But I would like to throw out to you Hitler as a ventriloquist.
Oh, man, don't make him do the damn voices again, man. He's already done He's done 3 voices today, man. Leave him alone.
Hitler's puppet. I'm just throwing that out there. At some point, please make the whole world happy by doing that.
Okay, I will do Hitler as a ventriloquist in the next 3 weeks.
By the way, guys, you can now listen to the Titus podcast on Spotify.
We're on Spotify now. They actually are they still running the beta program? Or we can say it now.
You can say it, yeah. It's public knowledge.
Right, I'm on Spotify,
go and
and you
listen.
can listen to Titus podcast.
Give it a
Right.
listen, yeah?
I don't know why you shouldn't listen, right? Unless you don't like ventriloquists.
What are you talking
I
about?
don't know, but I would say we are at a place right now where it is meandered to a dark place, and it is time for Bombshell Rae from sea to sea, coast to coast, and sometimes space. Bombshell Rae with the Bombshell News.
Yeah.
Yo, man, you did it that time. She always does it. You did it that time.
Well, sometimes I got to take it over.
This is the Flip It and Reverse It podcast. This story sent in by Agent Pink Squashy.
Oh, Agent the Pink Squashy.
Hey, actually, very appropriate accent for this story. I don't know how you knew that. Chow Mei Li has started the armpit hair competition in China as a way for women to embrace their femininity in their bodies.
Well, I got a little update. I think she got that wrong. Feminine body with armpit hair is not really feminine. It's Armenian.
What?
Explain to me this thing. What she's having a competition now?
It's a female armpit
That's
hair
disgusting,
competition.
man. That is disgusting.
It's a competition, and everyone posts pictures of their arms up with this, like it looks like they have buckwheat in a headlock. It's just hair hanging down, and people.
Why gotta be buckwheat, man?
And
why,
people have
why
said.
can't it be Rachel Doziel, man? It looked like she got Rachel Doziel in the headlock.
Look, there you go. And
That's a good point.
they're posting pictures all over social media if you want to go and see. But one lady said, "I love my armpit hair, which is a part of my soft body hair."
I'm nauseous right now.
If there's a competition, if you want to go, you can submit your pictures.
I think that's a fetish. Doesn't that cross a fetish line when you're normal armpit hair is fine, but when you're growing it for a competition, doesn't that cross a fetish line at that point?
There's an activist named Lee Ting Ting who's involved.
Oh man! By the way, I'm letting my Ting Ting hair grow. By the way.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, man, why everything got to mean ting ting to you?
When women go to get the Brazilian, or get wax, they can ask for the Rachel Doziel.
Curl it up. And bleach my Ting Ting.
Oh. What?
It's just what's the next story? Don't. Just
What
leave
was
me
the
hanging.
name of the Quidditch that we last week?
Yes, Quidditch. We named a female body part to Quidditch.
I need to ask you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Were you definitely on Tinder,
Once, yes.
Grinder,
3
No,
times.
not
He said
Grindr.
3.
Grinder's the gay one.
Tinder?
Yeah.
You were on there before,
Yep, for 3 times.
and you actually did
Hook
sleep with people
Yes, he did.
that you met that night.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh gosh, it's disappointing. Disappointing.
Disappointing. It's not even that. It's the risk you're taking. It's like you could how many serial killers have just really killed them with
So
people
I
with
had
Ting.
someone who was affiliated with this podcast that wanted to set you up with someone whom I have met who is absolutely knockout beautiful and happens to be obsessed with Harry Potter. But I needed to find out if that was true or not, if that had actually happened. And since it has, I cannot proceed with the hookup.
Wait, whoa.
There you go. It's a good point.
How be ever?
See, man, sometimes
Because
you
she's
make
a
decisions.
sweet girl.
Yo, you make decisions as a 23-year-old man, gonna fuck you up in your life. Nice
That's
job.
a good point.
Nice job.
Especially with the nice girls.
Yeah, man. She good. I know the girl she's talking about. Nice girl. I would date her.
Punished for every
You would
hookup I
not
did
date
in
her.
College? Like,
What? Yes.
What?
You're being punished for it. Yes. Also, our Deuce correspondent, Ashley Cashman, looked up the news story about Tinder, and it was, what was it, Rhode Island and Utah?
Rhode Island, Utah, 80% increase in STDs
And syphilis.
and syphilis
With
because
the
of
arrival
Tinder.
of Tinder.
Yep, 80% increase. Thank God. You know it's good. You know why? Because it's time to thin the herd. It's just time to thin the herd. And if,
You know what they should
and
have?
if an STD kills you, God bless. Good for you. Hope it was
Wasn't
worth it. The 3.5
Wasn't it
minutes.
syphilis that made people's noses fall off?
Yes.
what?
Yeah. If you let it go.
No, for real.
Oh, really?
I love that now he's uncomfortable.
Why is he worried now? Why are you worried now?
Oh man, you got a little touch of the Sith. What's up? And I don't mean Star Wars. I don't mean the Sith. You the Sith Lord. That's what you is.
Dude, that's wrong. He's a Sith Lord. He's a Sith Lord. That's porno Star Wars. You're a Sith Lord.
They should have on those apps, they should have an extra app that someone should develop and give me all the money where you can upload your STD test results so that people can view them at any time and know that you're clean.
Right. And the date have to be within like 2-3 days.
Or
That's
you
a
should
great
just
idea.
meet a nice girl in a library and quit banging chicks you met on Tinder.
Who hooks up in a library?
Well,
Who goes to the library?
That's a good point. Yeah, everyone has a computer on Wikipedia.
okay, well, go to a park. Go to a local park on a Saturday, a dog park. Meet a nice girl with a dog that cares enough to walk it to a dog park. What's
good
wrong
idea.
with a nice girl?
By the way, in the dog park's a great place to meet chicks.
Right?
Noted.
Yeah. You got to get a dog though. That's the weird part. You can't just be the creepy. It's like you're like the creepy guy at the dog park hanging out, like the guy hanging out at the elementary school. Yeah. Hey. So what is that? What is that like is that a Boston Terrier? What is that? He's weird. You're like stalker, creepy, like dog molester guy. You don't have a dog. Why are you here? Oh, I don't have a dog. Right. He's running it. Come here, Phil. He ran away. Help me go find my dog.
Woof.
He's outside. He's outside.
Oh, I hear him.
Hey, there he is. He's outside the fence. Follow me this way. Maybe he's by my car. Can you help me find my dog in a dark alley, please?
Why are you punching me?
Creepy dog guy. This is way better than Tinder.
Don't drug and rape women at the dog park. Don't do that. What
yeah,
he
that's
just
a
said.
good. That's a good point. Yeah,
Don't do
she
that.
right, man. Don't drug and rape women at the dog park. I think that's in the top 5 things of life. Don't eat right, exercise. Number 3, don't rape and drug women at the dog park. I'm with on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, right, me too.
Life lessons according to the Titus podcast. There has been, this is another little Chinese story again. Zhao Wei, Chinese actress, has been sued for staring at a man through his television set. The lawsuit was filed by a man in Shanghai after he watched Zhao Wei in a series called Tiger Mom, which debuted last month. A new law making it harder for courts in China to reject lawsuits has led to concerns of a rise in the number of frivolous claims being made. The rule came into force on the 1st of May with a 29% rise in cases reported in China.
I love that their system is more screwed up than ours. Because I think, when I was a kid, I used to watch Gilligan's Island, and I know the professor was watching me.
What?
Gilligan's Island, the professor.
The professor?
I know he watched me all the time.
He was hot.
The professor?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
Look, I always liked a man with a brain, first of all.
I'm sorry. How does a guy on the island for that long with perfectly clean khakis the whole time? Never got dirty. Always had the right shoes
Skipper,
on.
too. Clean khakis. You don't have a problem with him.
Yeah, but he's a fat guy. I don't know.
Let me ask you, hottest woman on Gilligan's Island?
Oh, man. Well, this is debatable, but I would say Marianne.
See, you have a choice, and that's okay. But it's not okay for me to have a choice. Think about who I had to choose from. Think about this. If you also absorbed yourself into Gilligan's Island like I did, except mine were
we ain't talking about
reruns.
this, are we now?
Except mine were reruns. I got Skipper, Dimshit, the old man, and the professor.
Yeah, who we got, man? Miss Howe?
Everybody
By the way,
wanted
Miss Howe
the
had money.
professor.
I'd take Miss Howe in a second. She got money, man.
You
She-
were so
No, man, you just take you give Miss Howe a little sweet stuff on the side,
Ew.
man. Boom, you got a Ferrari, man. When she's sleeping, because she old, she gonna sleep a lot. You hitting the clubs, dating the hottest chicks you want with all her money, and then once in a while you just give her a little, and that's how you do it, man.
You're
Wow,
terrible.
dude, is that really what
That
you
is
would do?
Terrible.
Hell yeah, that's what I would do, man. That's how it works,
You have your
man.
choice of Ginger. Ginger's obviously by far the most beautiful woman on the island.
Damage. No, okay. I will tell you this: as a kid, as a teenager, maybe you go Ginger because she's sexy and glamorous. As a grown man who's dealt
Who's
with
old
psychopaths,
and bitter and tired.
dealt with psychopaths because they were glamorous, Ginger would actually want me because I would ignore the hell out. I'd be like, I don't get Marianne, come here, let's go. We're gonna go to the movies, have some popcorn, and we're gonna just talk. You want me to go? No, Ginger, you're not even go. Go
Because
find
you're
some-
cheap. You don't want to spend any money. Marianne, she would just hang out at a dog park. Ginger wouldn't.
No, Marianne, you'd want to buy Marianne what she wanted because she was nice. Now, as a kid, maybe Ginger, but I think we all go Marianne now. And even now, I agree with Willie. I'm getting into Miss Howell phase too.
What?
See, that's how it works, man. Sometimes it's a lot easier to deal with somebody know that's what the deal is. See, the thing with women is women come up with all these little rules and deals, and the deal is this: listen, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna watch your ass. I got your back. But don't worry about what I'm doing. As long as you're covered, relax.
I love that you think that
That's
just
pretty
because
harsh.
a woman gets older, she no longer is cognizant, no longer cares what her man is doing, no longer is aware enough to know she's being used. Like
Boy,
women
you said
just
it
get
clearer
stupid.
than I ever could. You said it than I ever.
I think he's saying that at 70, you get a pretty man like Willie.
Thank you.
He does glisten in the summertime. It's beautiful.
You get a pretty man like Willie at 70, you know what the deal is. I don't think he makes him stupid. It makes him pragmatic. There you go. How about that?
Okay, and you're fine with the fupa. You're fine with that and pleated pants and all that. Sandals with support hose. It's all fine with you. You'll still sleep with her for her money.
I have an erection right
Which
now.
makes you a whore. You're a whore, both of you.
I agree with that.
I have no problem with that at all.
Oh my gosh. Fetus? He's like, what is Gilligan's Island?
Fetus has no idea.
Okay, who would you sleep with on Gilligan's Island? Go.
Marianne.
Oh, you liar.
I'm not. No.
You're an
Nah.
ass
Ginger's
kisser.
damaged. You're right.
No, well, he doesn't
Yes,
know.
because you care so
But
much.
she's high maintenance.
He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know yet, but I mean, I think he did. I think that was an ass-kissy move a little bit on his part, but I
Was
do
not.
believe at the
Was
end of the
not.
day, he's also from a very tiny, small town where
good
Marianne
point.
would probably be the one.
Good point.
Yeah, Marianne gonna have her own problems too, but they're gonna be like, you gotta be nice to her family and stuff. They gonna understand someone from the street.
Well, okay. Yeah, I guess if Marianne brought Willie home, there's gonna be a talking to after he leaves, wherever she's from.
Man breaks his penis after falling off of Chinese taxi motorbike while watching pornography on his phone.
Is this Chinese Florida? What is going on? When did China become Florida, international Florida? What happened?
On his phone as he sat behind the driver and another passenger. So you know that they have
Can't break your penis, by the way.
taxi bikes. That's actually not true. That
You
is
can break
actually
it?
not true. Yes.
How do you break it? There's no bone in it.
It's breaking is a verb used, I think, to describe the severity of. Are you okay?
I just
It
I'm
like
watching you
snap
fumble
cracks, and
Oh,
it's
those are
bad,
two
and
words
then you
that-
can't use it.
You will never use those two words when talking about penises again.
Think about
Yeah, man, you said snap crack. Man.
and then pops.
Oh, damn. It's the Rice Krispies of pain.
I don't even.
So in China, you can ride they have motorbikes that are taxis where one or two people can get on behind the driver and they zip you around town.
Really?
So
That's a taxi? Wow.
Yeah. So he put an adult film on his phone to pass the time. He's now suing the taxi motorcycle driver because he broke his penis by falling off the back of the bike while watching pornography on his phone. See, that's why he was watching porn and he had an erection. I feel sorry for the person sitting in front
Front of him. Yeah, I'm thinking like, dude, that's that's not a taxi.
Tap, tap,
that's
tap.
a Melissa. What? I'm driving.
I
didn't say anything.
I say nothing.
I don't know.
He's not British. He's Chinese.
Wait, you say. You roll down and go fast, and this roll down and go fast, and this roll down and go fast. Oh, that's good. All right, there. We're going to get there eventually.
Eventually.
I'm going to get. I'm there now. Okay. Fair off. Snap a crack.
Click.
I don't like it at all.
It can happen. Anyway, he's now suing the taxi driver. He damaged the tissue around his penis, and he has suffered erectile dysfunction
I don't want to be in
ever
court and
since.
see Exhibit A. Boom! Ladies and gentlemen. Fetus has a look on his face like, ew.
No, I'm telling you, he's still sitting there thinking about the possible setup that will never be. Obsessed with Harry Potter. She
Yeah, man.
loves Harry. I
Yo,
know.
man, she laid it out cool too. That's a beautiful. I know the girl she's talking about. She's nice, she's beautiful, and she ain't gonna date no douchebag that was on Tinder.
No, dirty. You old
Yeah,
dirty
yeah,
leg. That's
dirty,
what
dirty.
you are.
That's right, man. Yeah, worthless, man, just worthless. All lumberjack looking motherfucker.
Wow.
And then I have a hero of the week. I'm going to close out this penis talk.
And now, up in the sky, what is that? Is it a man? Is it a bird? No, it's the hero of the week. As she reads her iPad to get the story.
Was it over?
They're very nice.
It's very. I actually was just like, it's very touching.
We're gonna end with the hero of the week.
Cassie Porty was about to graduate from high school, and it's less than a week away. This graduation that just happened
Right.
at the end of May, and both of his parents were killed in a car crash. And the police officer that responded to that accident was named Eric Ellison. This was in Orange, Texas. So see, good comes out of Texas too. And the cop, stood up and went in place of his parents at his graduation and showed up there and stood for him in place of his parents. And he told him, he said, your parents have the best seats in the house. They have front row seats looking down from heaven. This is why I had to wait. And I'm standing in their place and I've got your back. And he stood up and hugged him. And then he got his diploma and the whole audience did a very long standing ovation for the kid and for the cop. Just thought that was pretty cool. They were actually struck by a pickup truck while they were riding their motorcycle. See, this is two horrible motorcycle stories. That pickup truck was actually, the guy driving was drunk, killed both of his parents. And anyway, on Friday, he received his diploma while people stood for him and applauded for him and the cop. I just thought that was really cool. That cop didn't have to do that.
You know what bothers me? I just got something. That's amazing. The cop did that. The cop took his time. The cops deal with crap all the time. It's horrible stuff like that all the time, and they don't, and it is. That's their daily job, is dealing with a nightmare. When a cop does something like that we have to know that although there's bad cops that put 8 bullets into a guy's back in North Carolina, or there's a cop, those cops are going to make the news all the time. I guess a cop does his job. We don't hear about it, but their job is a bitch. And on top of that, so he did his job with the kid's parents, and then he shows up at the kid's graduations on his own time. Just remember, people, there's cops out there that are just really great people. I mean, I've only known really great cops.
It's just human beings. You're just talking about human beings, good ones and bad ones, in every job. But I thought that was really cool.
It was really cool
to think about that and to go out of his way to do that.
Yeah. Or did he just remind him? Oh, right, my parents are dead.
I think he remembered, you asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a little harsh, man. That was too far.
By the way, guys,
try to be funny in a place where there ain't no funny available. Nice job.
Anything that you get
asshole.
from Amazon, click on, go to ChristopherTitus.com, check out the DVDs that are there, the shirts that are left. He's going to be doing new tour shirts
So let's
very
clear that
soon.
up. If you're gonna help us out, guys, we don't get paid for the Titus podcast. We do it for you. I hope we have a lot of people that listen. I want you to know that you can help us out by clicking through the Amazon link on the ChristopherTitus.com page. Just make that your homepage when you're going to buy some on Amazon. You can also get DVDs at ChristopherTitus.com, T-shirts. It also connects to Combustion Speedwear. We have some cool car guy stuff. Go there. Help us out, especially if you enjoy it.
And this Sunday is Father's Day, the 21st. Nothing better than a really cool Combustion Speedwear T-shirt. My favorite is the Piston.
Yeah, the Piston.
I love the Hellfire trucking and the Piston. Awesome Father's Day presents.
Piston on the back, it says, a big piston on the front, so a billet piston. And if you don't know what it is, and on the back it says, if you don't know what's on the front, you need to slap your dad. And so
Perfect Father's Day present.
Yeah.
So CombustionSpeedwear.com, or you can link through ChristopherTitus.com. Also, if you want to see a little Titus doing a brand new show, a whole new show, no Angry Pursuit of Happiness, even though it just aired a month ago, all brand new show, Born with a Defect at West Nyack, New York, this Friday through
Levity
Sunday.
Live.
19 through the 21st, so you'll actually be there for Father's Day.
I will be there, and the new show's really coming together. You saw it on Sunday. You finally got to see the new show on Sunday.
Awesome.
It's really
awesome.
good. It's
it makes
coming
people
together.
stupid laugh.
Yeah, it's getting good.
And then a couple weeks off, and then coming back. Dayton's coming up, and Vegas is coming up.
We're taking a quick little vacation. Not from the podcast, though. We'll be on the podcast.
Vacazione. All
right, guys. Thanks for listening to Titus Podcast. For myself, Bombshell Rae, Willie, Jello, and the fetus. Later.
Peace out.
Jello.
See ya.
Yo, man, you timed that one right that
was pretty
time.
good.
Goddamn. Good for you, man.
He's learning.
Yeah, he learning. Yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard to learn with syphilis.
Yo, he's a Sith Lord, man.